Good afternoon, third year pedagogy of English students, and this video is on the topic bilingual method. Okay, so bilingual method. So what do you mean by bilingual method? And this is an extension of grammar translation method. Unfortunately, grammar translation method is not in our syllabus. But this method, bilingual method, is an extension of grammar translation method, and actually from grammar translation method only bilingual method and direct method evolved. Okay, so grammar translation method was predominantly introduced in India just to make them to read and write. Okay, so not they did not want to give importance to development of speech. Read and write was the most important aim of teaching English, and they succeeded using the method grammar translation. That is, one paragraph is printed in the English, and same it is translated in the Tamil, and the students have to read it and by heart the grammar items. Okay, so this is said to be grammar translation, but bilingual method, it is a kind of balance between direct method and grammar translation method. So in direct method, you should not open your mouth in students' mother tongue. Okay, all the words uttered by the teacher should only be in English, and in case of difficult words and difficult vocabulary, for that the teacher can use teaching aids, audio visual aids, electronic aid, and other aids. Okay, so that is the best method, and all the teachers should follow that one. Okay, so that is the principle, and you are being taught the direct method, how to teach English through direct method. Okay, bilingual method, the difference between bilingual method and direct method, occasionally the teacher can use students' mother tongue. Okay, not often, definitely not often. When it is often, then it is called as grammar translation method. And when zero word is used in teaching of English, then it is called as direct method. But let's say, for example, for a 40-minute duration, the teacher can use maximum 5 to 15 words. Okay, so this is said to be bilingual method. Very difficult and complicated words. For those words, the teacher can use students' mother tongue to make them to understand. Okay, so this is said to be bilingual method. Translation method is each and every word and sentence is translated into students' mother tongue. But here, most important and or difficult words is what translated in students' mother tongue. Okay, so when this is the situation, what are the advantages and disadvantages? The bilingual method is one of the newest method where two languages are used. One is the mother tongue of the students, and the other is the target language. Mother tongue is used in class to achieve the target language. Okay, so our purpose is to teach English language. So in order to do that, teacher can use students' mother tongue. This method is a midway approach of grammar translation method and direct method. It was introduced by Professor C.J. Dodson of Wales. Children learn mother tongue by their situation. Where the situation is created, they try to express their ideas and emotions and learn language gradually. In direct method, teacher creates the situation without using the mother tongue. So direct method is time consuming, but in bilingual method, teacher explains the meaning, not explain word by word. Once teacher explains in the practice is done without using the mother tongue of the students. Okay, so the overall idea is said in mother tongue, students' mother tongue, but students must always use English. Students in no way can use their mother tongue. Teacher, that too for the sake of students' understanding, he or she can use students' mother tongue. Okay, so this is said to be bilingual method. Okay, so throughout the class, the teacher cannot use students' mother tongue, but just to make clarification, just to make understand, the teacher can use students' mother tongue. Okay, so objective, one of the most important aim of bilingual method is to enable students to speak language fluently and accurately. Secondly, to master the learner such a way that they can use mother tongue and English simultaneously, to enable the students to write English correctly. Okay, so the main objective is that to make the students to understand easily. So to make the student to understand easily. In case of direct method, the teacher should say again and again, stand up, make the student to stand up, sit down. So it is easy. Nillunga. Okay. So then okay, nillunga, stand up. Then students will stand up. Sit down. And ukarunga. And immediately students will sit down. Okay. So it is time is saved in bilingual method, but in case of direct method, it is difficult for the teacher to explain. Okay, and I mean, actually, though it is a time-consuming process, but the best way of teaching language is always going to be direct method. Okay, that's why you are taught how to do this direct method. So motivation, presentation, and recapitulation. So this is what followed in direct method. Okay, as per the principle, the direct method is the best method of teaching any language, not only English language. If you take any language, direct method is the best method. Yet this is also another method we will learn. Okay, so now we shall discuss the advantages. Advantages, accuracy. Okay, so let's say the accurate meaning is what made understood by the students. Okay, let's say if I say the example of watch, gaze, sight, see. So let's say, I think I already told you in the class itself, to make the difference between see and gaze. Okay, see a kind of casual look. Okay, look itself is synonym for see. Okay, so let's say see means summa paakradhu. Look means maybe more than 10 seconds. That is said to be look. And see means maybe 1 or 2 seconds. That is said to be see. Okay, so to explain the differences of these words, teachers can use students' mother tongue. Okay, that is to differentiate the meaning of words, the abstract ideas, to make it clearly, to find out the accurate meaning of words. Bilingual method could be used. Okay, so this is advantage. Fluency. In this method, students acquire fluency in English because students are given a role of practice in speaking English. Okay, so when they understand this is a particular word, this is a word in Tamil, and for this word I can the English word is this. so the students can easily understand it. And in bilingual methods, teachers should give them lots of practice, especially speaking practice. Okay, so therefore fluency is also developed. And time saving, and I already told you the example, most important advantage is that time saving. So all and every points are easily explained when the teacher uses students' mother tongue. Okay, so therefore it is time saving. Availability of teacher. So availability of teacher in the sense, if the teacher uses only direct method, that is he doesn't know, teacher may think that the teacher doesn't know my mother tongue. Then it is difficult for me to clarify doubts. Okay, so students may think in that way. Students will not approach the teacher, because students are always going to be comfortable with their mother tongue. And though they are motivated, if mother tongue is not used by the teacher, they find it, they hesitate to use the language. Okay, but in case of bilingual method, they without any fear, they can approach teacher and clarify the doubts. And less costly. See, in case of direct method, sophisticated teaching aids are necessary, technology are necessary. But in case of bilingual method, no need for such kind of sophisticated technology, so it is less costly. Okay, so it is above all, teachers also find easy to make the students understand. Okay, teachers themselves find it very easy when he uses students' mother tongue to teach the language. Okay, so these are the advantages. The disadvantage is that confusion in students. See, confusion in the students. This bilingual method encourages this bilingual method discourages students to think in English language. Okay, if I say a word in Tamil, then as your mother tongue, our mother tongue is Tamil, naturally we think in, immediately we will think in our mother tongue. See, I am speaking, why? Because I am thinking in English. Then only I am able to speak. If I think in Tamil, that's all, I can never open my mouth in English. Okay, so thinking in English is absolutely necessary, but when I use mother tongue, then students will not think in English language, and that will hurt students' fluency. Okay, so not useful for higher classes. In higher classes, students should always use, the teacher should always use direct method. Okay, for lower classes that could be helpful. For primary level of education, bilingual method is the best method. But for higher studies, let's say even for secondary and higher secondary, then teacher should always use direct method. Okay, it cannot be helpful. It already they have learnt the basic words. Okay, Punai, cat, yeli, rat. So, yeli, mouse, perichali, rat. Okay. So, that's how for let's say for primary level of students, okay, this bilingual method is easy. But basic words are already learned at the primary level, and for secondary and higher secondary, direct method alone is going to be helpful for the students to learn the language. Okay, and pronunciation problem. Pronunciation problem. So pronunciation of students may made defective as mother tongue of the students use it through the during teaching. Okay, pronunciation is another problem. Another problem. Students will never improve their pronunciation if bilingual method is followed. not only speaking, even if they try to speak, the pronunciation is going to be poor. Why? Because bilingual method is followed. Okay, so for this purpose also bilingual method should be eliminated. Possibility of blended language. Okay, so let's say the idea called Tanglish. Okay, why? Because we have not mastered English language or Tamil language, therefore we ourselves mix up a language, and this language is not at all accepted in Tamil language as well as in English language. So a kind of blendedness is what happened. So if my bilingual method is used, students cannot learn either Tamil language and or English language. Okay, they fail to learn both the languages if bilingual method is followed. Okay, so overall the conclusion, thus bilingual method of teaching is a method where teacher uses two languages while teaching. One of the students' mother tongue and the target language English. Though it is very useful for the teacher as well as students, it has some advantages and limitation. Overall, there are advantages and disadvantages. So overall, the conclusion point is this: that is for higher studies, a direct method should be followed. For primary level of education, bilingual method should be followed. Okay, for secondary and higher secondary, direct method should be followed. Okay, so that's all for today, and we will discuss Dr. West method tomorrow. Okay, so by 5 o'clock itself you should submit it. Okay, thanks.